it's Naomi from Fluffyboots Crochet Creations. I hope you are having a wonderful day. So today we're going to have a little bit of a chit and a chat to make a chit chat. I don't know, it just sounded funny. If you see the picture get shaky a little, I apologize. My cat has insisted on taking a bath right next to my camera stand. And oh, she got offended that I talked about her. And she's making it shake some, and I'm having to hold it with one to keep her from shaking too much. So my apologies up front. Third time I've done this video because she keeps shaking it, and the first time I didn't realize that as she was shaking it, the camera was slowly moving across. And it's just like, why does it look like my picture changed? And I'm like, oh, because she's moving it. That's why. So, how are you? I'm okay. Throat's a little sore still. Probably going to be the last video I do today. Only because I've already done yarn unboxing, and I tried to stay calm in it because my throat hurts. And I don't want to re-hurt my voice again. That's one reason I'm trying to also stay calm. So if you're like going, what is up with her? She's like so like monotone right now, dude. That's why I can't do my normal fluctuations of when I think I'm being funny and doing a new joke that nobody else in the world finds funny, but I certainly found it funny at that moment. I'm also going to take a drink of my water. It's lemon water. I do drink a lot of lemon water, and for me, I don't like, just that little tiny hint. If I'm going to have lemon in my water, I want to know it's there, so I want a little pucker to it. So, yeah. Since I drink when I'm doing my lives, I figure I can take a drink here and have a little combo about it. I don't know. I don't know. What about you? I don't personally know. So, what is going on with me and my channel and everything else? Well, that's a lot, huh? So like I said, I just did a yarn unboxing. I do have some more yarn and then non-yarn things coming in. I did just do a Temu order. Well, I did 4. Okay. I have a delivery I'm waiting on, so I was reading what that said, and it said that it's on its way. So that works out perfect for me. Now I lost my train of thought though. Where was I going with that conversation? No. So with the, wow, I really did lose it on that one. Sorry. Oh, things coming up for the channel. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Reading that message really threw my brain off because I was just like, okay, now I got to make sure I get this done in, a reasonable time so I can go. Yeah. So, I don't mean to keep saying so. I'm so sorry. That was ridiculous. Okay, I'm trying to find a new word. So what is that word? My brain's like, no, but I like that word. Dee has, from Creative Hands, has a crochet along starting called the Hippy Dippy Oh shoot, it's Hippy Dippy. Let me go look. Does anyone else, when you say Hippy Dippy, go, the Hippy Dippy Shake? Or is that just me? If it's just me, just let me know. I'm kind of weird that way. I was in Thriss's live yesterday. And we were talking about some of the things that we find that we're doing that we used to be like, oh, I'd never do that. Like, I'd never be the old guy sitting out there going, what are you doing on my lawn? Get off my lawn. And then she was talking about how she watches people when they park outside of their house, and she's like, why are you parking there? You don't go there. You don't get to go there. And it was funny because when she was saying it, I'm sitting there watching the chat over here and what she's talking about, and then I'm looking out my windows because we have neighbors moving in and out because I live in an apartment, and I'm just sitting there going, oh, what do you guys got? What do you got over there? And I'm like, no, I don't do that at all. But yeah, okay. Anyhow, away. It is called the Hippy Dippy Cow Tote Alley Cool Tote. Now, she did a tutorial on it, but we don't have to use that. We can use a different pattern, but she thought a tote would be easier. And I have to say, when she first was talking about it using, 3 or more yarns together, I'm like, oh, no, I don't like to do that. I don't want to do that. But then I'm like watching it, I'm like, okay, no. I'm liking what she's doing here. And then she was talking about charms and beads and buttons, and I'm like, okay, girlfriend, now you're talking my language, because she was talking about broken jewelry that you can use to put on these bags and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, it's very funny you said that, because my ex-husband used to be a insurance I don't know what they were called, but the place that he worked would resell the cars, and he was the insurance person, and so he'd have to go through and get all the details. So he would find broken things all the time, and he would bring them home to me because I was doing jewelry and doll making and things like that. So it was very easy for me to be like, yeah, I'll take that. So I have an entire little box of, as it were, jewelry, broken jewelry, different kinds, that I'm like, yes, now I have something I could use it with. Because I've had this box for like, oh gosh, 20 years now. And I've only gotten into it a few times, taken things out for it, but I know I have some old brooches in there, and so I'm really excited. And then I was seeing someone else's pattern that they did of a bag style, and it's really funny because the person that I saw is sorry, I need to go look it up because I just saw her the other day, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, from Pretty Peaceful. She did a basket called the Artisan Market Basket, and I instantly thought of Dee's thing. And what is really funny, I've been subscribed to her channel for a little bit now, like, a few weeks. I didn't realize it was the same woman from the book that Dee had showed, called Southwest Crochet or something, Southwest Bohemian Crochet. And I was just like, oh, that looks so familiar. And then she showed the book, and she's like, and it's in my book. And I'm like, wait, oh, it's the writer. And then I was just like, oh, everything's suddenly making sense now. It's funny how things like that happen. So yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell. I am very weird all the time. I may have to stop here in a little bit once my stuff gets here, because it's things that has to be put up right away. Yes, it is groceries. Sorry. So, what I have planned right now for the channel going forward is in June, I want to try to get in, are you ready for this? 5 to 10 stitch tutorials. Naomi, what? Wait a minute, Naomi. No. You said when you first did your channel and you were doing your whole thing of your spiel of what to expect from your channel, you weren't going to do stitch tutorials. Now you're talking 5 to 10? What the heck, Nanny? Yeah, I changed my mind. Um, part part of it was honestly because I was embarrassed on how I held my crochet hook. And then I find out that there's a lot of people who hold it like that because that's how they were taught. It's a specific kind, I can't remember what it's called, but a specific kind of older crochet style. And mine was, I thought, just because of the fact that, sorry, I'm keep looking off to the side, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep track of everything so I know when to go, move off of what I'm doing. Anyhow, I lost my train of thought again. Like really badly there. Hi, how you doing? Good? Okay. But that's why I wasn't going to do stitch tutorials or any tutorials of any kind. And now it's like, oh, okay, so I'm okay. I'm still a very slow crocheter because I do get distracted a lot. And I do have to get up a lot with my dad and, trying to do the household stuff while I'm doing crocheting and all that fun stuff does kind of interfere. If I could just sit and just do the crochet and not do anything else, the world would be fine. But I have to take care of a house too. Oh, my hair. Is it like that in the other video? Oh my gosh. That's so embarrassing. So I have one shawl right now that is almost completed. I unfortunately, last night, because I'm not writing the pattern out, I'm writing it as I'm going. And as I went to work on it, I'm like, if I keep going, I'm going to run out of my black, and it's going to be so long that it's going to end up, touching the ground, because I'm only 5'3". So that obviously wouldn't work. But I wanted a little longer than what I had made it in originally, because where I was going to stop, it just hit at my butt, and then it just kind of looped around to the front, which would be fine if I was going to make it, say, into a shrug or something, but I'm not. So I was just like, okay, now I need to add a little more. But the stitch panel that I put in on it is 8 rows to be able to go back into the virus stitch. And I'm like, I don't want 8 rows of this because I don't have enough black of my cotton fair, because that's what I'm using is cotton fair. And I have to say, I thought it was great for amigurumi. Oh my gosh, it's so good for even, believe it or not, clothing, because it's awesome. It's Premiere, so I expect it to be awesome. I do. Now you're chattering away. Yes, I know. All right, so now that I've lost it on that, what was I saying? Oh, anyway, so I ended up having to rip. First, I only ripped 1 row. Then I'm like, nope, I have to rip back farther because I'm still too still not going to get the right count. So then I'm playing with it, and I'd gotten this one section all done, and I realized after I did it, it's not going to work. The whole idea of what I was doing was not going to work. So I had to look at it, and I probably spent a good 10 minutes just putting it in front of me, lifting it up, putting it back down, looking at it. And I finally said, you know what? You're going to have to rip back farther than you originally thought, which sucks, but what can I do? Sorry. Oh, I hate that. Now I forgot where it was again. The show. So I had to I'm reworking it, and I'm trying to write my notes down at the same time so that when I'm ready to take it to the computer, make up the pattern so I can send to my pattern testers, I can do that. But unfortunately, it took me a little longer than I was expecting, and since I am a very slow crocheter, it's taking a little longer. But it's still going to be done, and it is one of two crochet items that I plan on showing this next month before I move on to something else. My next item after the two that I'm getting ready to do, because one will be a fairly quick one, and then the other one will be the shawl, and then I will move on to the baby blanket for Thrissa's Grand Nugget. So let me show you what I have so far on, and I just realized I'm doing so again, aren't I? It's like that word is stuck in my mouth and it wants to be used all the time. And it doesn't care that I just used it. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. I like to be used. Use me. So there is nothing woven in on this. I started weaving in the first time, and then because of the fact I'm taken apart, if I decide something's not working, it didn't make any sense whatsoever to weave in any ends while I'm working on it, because then if I've woven it in and I've decided I can't do something, I have to take it completely apart again. So this is just a quick view of it. You're not going to see it so much in the finished stage yet because I don't have it up on a wall to show you better. But this is what it looks like. Now this is the top up here, and it is a virus stitch, but I'm adding in another stitch to it, which you can see down here. That's the panel I was telling you about. It's a little harder to see, but it is 8 stitches or 8 rows total, and then it goes back into a virus stitch, which is where I'm working right now somewhere. I don't see my spot. Oh, it's way over here. But yeah, it's a pretty good size shawl. Um, Once it gets done, it will be even prettier and done up. And looks like I might have to pause. So I will pause and be right back. Sorry about that. I ended up having to wait on him to bring my groceries to me and put it up. It was a whole thing. But we're all good. We got done. Yeah. Alright, so I showed you the shawl. I'm trying to remember where it was in my conversation. Let's see. We talked about the hippy dippy. So the shawl itself for the tutorial is probably going to be midway into June. I started to say January. June. only because I have to figure out, um, never done a tutorial before, so I have to figure it all out. I do know that I have 2 stitch tutorials that should be ready to go probably the first full week of June. And then I'm going to try to stagger them. I'm seriously considering, and most likely going to do, of taking a full week, maybe 2, and just do as many of the tutorials as I can get done, and then just stagger the release. That way, if for some reason I do get down again sick with this whatever's going on with my voice throat thing, then at least you won't have to be like, oh, I don't have any new things to watch. You have new things to watch. Not that anyone sounds whiny outside of me. Because let's face it, I sound whiny sometimes. It's true. I admit it freely, fully. And then of course I do have more yarn unboxings coming up, and my hair's all messed up again because it's breezy outside. It's very pretty out today. We got blue skies, but we got a nice breeze coming through, so it's really nice. I was kind of wishing it was gonna rain because I like when it rains, and then I can listen to my audiobooks. I started a new series in my audiobooks. Not sure I want to share it. No, kidding. It's a zombie series. I bought it like 2 months ago, and then I was just the other night, it was rainy and it was windy, and I was like, ooh, I want to listen to a book, and I had like 3 started, and I was like, no, I don't want to listen to that one. No, I don't want to listen to that one. I was like, but I just finished this one not that long ago, and I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, I'll try my new book series. And then, of course, the bad thing of it is always with me with books is you're like, okay, just one more chapter, because I want to know what happens. And they had this one scene that I'm just like, oh, please in this chapter, because I need to I need to go to bed. And they did, so I won't tell you anything about it because it's not everyone's forte, and it's funny. It's very funny. Here's a little tidbit story about myself. So I have always loved the Gothic. Edgar Allan Poe, his Red Death was like one of my first Gothic books I got. My mom didn't know I bought it. And I bought it at one of those, what do you call it? Book fairs that they have at schools. And I bought it there, and I loved it. And even though when I first bought it, I couldn't read, and so she was all concerned that, Naomi, why'd you buy this? And I'm like, because I like the pictures, which I did. It was beautifully drawn. And then as I got older and I could read, she was always giving me the eyes when I'm like, Mom, I want to practice on this one. You don't need to read about that. And I'm like, no, I do. And then you find out that the Red Death is a representation of the plague that went through Europe. So then it's 2 things that I love, Gothic and history. What a great combination. So yeah, I've always been a Gothic person, but I don't like slasher movies. I don't. I don't like them. Give me a good old campy movie, where there's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek in it, that has the horror thing, or even just a really good suspense movie. Yeah, but don't give me a movie where we try to see who can kill how many people in the least amount of time. So I like a lot of movies, and one of the things about this new book that I was reading is the guy that's reading it I'm assuming the author has it, but a little bit of a little bit of humor in there of, you know, making fun of yourself in a situation. And I'm just like, I like this guy. This is good. And I used to hate zombie movies. They just, there was something about them for years and years and years. I hated them. And then, like, a switch went off and I started loving them. Shaun of the Dead, one of my favorite movies. Again, it's got some humor in there, you know, some scenes that just crack me right up. But I'm a huge Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, sorry, fan. I love their stuff. I watch as much as they have. They have, oh, another one they did together. I think it's called Slaughterhouse Rules. Another movie I love. I need to buy. So yeah, I love them. Or oh, what is that one that they do? It's a TV series. Oh my gosh, I just watched it recently. Um, share. They're ghost hunters basically, and are ghost investigators. So that's another one I like. So yeah, I do. I watch them. I enjoy them greatly. I just don't get to necessarily watch a whole bunch. Sorry, I'm trying to bring up. There we go. Anyhow, um, really lost my train of thought there. So that's what I have planned right now. Of the Stitch, at least 2 Stitch tutorials. Um, I already know what they are. I'm not gonna say it. They're a surprise. You'll find out shortly. I don't know why I babyfied my voice there. Anyhow, I think that is everything. Probably not. I'll probably get off here and go, oh, dang nabbit. But I went on a whole tangent of the gothic thing. I don't know why. A zombie book. That's what it was. That's what it did me in. Yeah. Anyways, I just thought I'd share the little bit about me. Hope it wasn't too much for you. I mean, if it is, I can't do anything about that. But I am going to say toodles after I remind you to please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment because it really does help us out. And that was the royal we, you know. Yeah, whatever, Naomi. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. I am weird. I will tell you that right up front. I'm a weird person. It does show through in everything I do. And oh, that's cute. Sorry, I have Mama G now on, and they're showing off their coats right now. Very cute coats. So I am going to say toodles, my friends, and we will talk again soon. All right, toodles.